It's super cliche, but it is worth to repeat it again and again until our brain is rewired to a new way of thinking, so much so that it becomes automatic. And that is focus on the process instead of the result. Hello, my name is Suzii, and welcome to In the Pocket with Suzii. This is a tiny little space on the internet where you could come in for a little bit of support. This is also a space where we dig a little bit deeper in who we are so that we can show up in the world in a better place. So, over and over again, we are hearing this phrase: focus on the process and let go of the results. And we know this. We know this intuitively. When we let go of the result, we can be more present with what is going on. This is everything from my teaching through therapeutic art process. This is my way in how I show up in studio as an artist, and this is how I show up with my client as a life coach. Focusing on the process of removing what is in front of us instead of just focusing on what do I want out of it. Certainly, the result is important and we want to have a goal in mind, but really, when we know the goal, we have to let it go. And we let it go and keep it out of the mind when we practice and when we shift, when we notice that we're drifting off to focus on the result, we pull it back to the process, to the present, to what we are doing in the moment. And this is so important because our mind is conditioned so much so through society, through the way we were brought up culturally, depending on where you grew up, where you were from. All these things play into it. And on top of that, there's also generational conditions. This, who we came here with, is not only ourselves, right? We are a lineage of our mothers before us. And so, therefore, we carry with us so much of who everyone else is within us. And then we grew into who we are, but we're already woven in to so much of this generational blessings and traumas and the conditioning of what we want to get out of it. So the whole point is that we don't ever start from zero, but it is our responsibility to come back to the center, to remember that result isn't everything. Result is the result of the process. Result is the result will shift, and the result that we want is in the connection. It is in the letting go of the result. It is in the showing up of where you are. And let's take this in a give you a practical example. Yesterday I had a tennis lesson, and I was working with a coach, and he was feeding me balls and I was hitting back. And I grew frustrated after 10 minutes or so, and constantly missing the balls, and it was flying everywhere. And I was frustrated, and I asked him, what is going on? What am I doing wrong? What am I, not focusing on? And he said it very sort of calmly and very straightforward, is that you prioritize the result over the process. And I've never heard it in that term before. And of course, he was referring to the actual tennis game, right? I wanted to hit the ball. My goal, my result that was in my mind was getting the ball over the net and trying not to hit it out, of course. And within doing that, my technique isn't as good because my focus is just hitting the ball. So if I see the ball coming in a certain place and all I wanted to do is hit the ball, I sometimes am off balance. Sometimes I am just not using the technique that he was teaching me. So losing focus on the process of it because I was so focused on the result of getting the ball over the net. And of course, for me, as I'm hearing this, in the game, I changed the way I play and definitely made a difference. But now, when I came back off the courts, I realized that in life, in the way that we are living, it is the same thing. So many of us are so focused on the result of whatever it is that we tend to cut corners. We tend to forgo of our learnings and actually apply it. We tend to allow other things to slip because we just want to get to that point, whatever that point is. So yesterday's tennis lesson is a beautiful reminder for myself to come back to the moment, and for all of us to regroup and really think about that essence of that statement. Instead of prioritizing the result, we focus or we prioritize the process itself. Then the result will take care of itself. So for me, in how that applies to my work, using this platform as an example, me showing up doing the video is me loving the process, me connecting with a particular topic that interests me, that resonated with me, and then come within and see what my learning is from there, and see that there's a bigger picture, that there's a bigger message, that it can be beneficial for you, and I translate it in that way and deliver that to you, instead of prioritizing getting certain amount of videos out, talk about certain topics that will help the algorithm, whatever it is, to get to a number, to get to certain exposure, to get even clients. So those are all the results. But I am choosing again and again to prioritize the contents, the process of me showing up to create, me showing up to deliver, me showing up to connect with myself, and the result of that, connecting with you, and what you can take with these videos, these nuggets, these moments that can apply to your life and either plant a seed or spark a conversation, inquiry within you. Because that is really the point. When something sparks within you, when something is planted within you, then that is the creation of the possibility. That is the creation of you being in the moment, solely interested in what you are curious about and what you are responding to. So I hope that helps, and I hope you give that a try. So prioritizing not the result, but the process of whatever it is that you are doing. So enjoy that. Take that to the weekend and see where it goes. Thank you for being here. If you enjoy this type of content, please follow me over here. And I always welcome comments, and that is where sort of our discussion point begins as well. So, my name again, Suzii, Suzii, two eyes, because I believe the I in me sees the I in you. Have a beautiful day.